Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're doing well. This will be a weekly reading for the week of July 6th through the 12th, and during that time, we'll have a waxing gibbous moon, and that's a really good time to make adjustments, to be flexible, kind of look around at the things that you're doing, see what you need to change, what you need to keep, what you need to get rid of, that sort of thing. Just make those sorts of adjustments in anything that you have going on in your life. We will also have the full moon energy on the 10th, kind of going into the 11th. So, of course, that could be a time of heightened emotions, or, when you might feel overwhelmed or anxious, maybe a little snappy, irritable. If you're like me, I cannot sleep on the full moons ever. So, at least it's warm here and I can go out and look at the moon at night. So, just keep those moon energies in mind as you move through the week and practice your patience there on the full moon if you're getting a little frustrated. So, this will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Gemini. So, of course, please take what resonates here and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading: a personal issue reaches resolution. All right, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on. And while I'm shuffling, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel. It's super, super easy for you to do. So I will give you just a moment now while I'm shuffling to do that. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. So thank you so much. Also, my weekly reminder for the week would be that you notice the world around you for synchronicities this week. And of course, not just this week, every week, but specifically, that's my reminder this week. And, just to let you know, it's a whole different language. If you're paying attention to it, you just start to see more and more. If you've ever had a profound or crazy synchronicity, of course, leave a comment down below. Let me know. But I have them quite often. And I don't think that was always the case. I mean, I think I've always had interesting synchronistic things happen, but as my awareness broadened to it, there are just things now every day that pop out at me. So, anyway, this could come in the way of, an overheard conversation. It might be a song that comes on just at the right time while you're thinking about something. Could be an animal that you encounter that you need to take on the aspects of that animal to get through something in your life, a certain situation. So, just pay attention to those synchronicities because they're certainly there to offer you clarity on your unique path and just kind of give you little hints and things. So that is my weekly reminder for you. All right, without further ado, let's get to this reading. Gemini, July 6th through the 12th. A personal issue reaches resolution. Your overall energy right now is going to be the Six of Swords. So it looks like you're moving towards the future in some calm waters. That's always good. You're just moving maybe towards new thoughts, new ideas. This could be new ways of communicating, but you're doing so in a very calm fashion. These people are heading a certain direction, but they're not rushing. It doesn't seem, we're just kind of relaxed and heading towards the future. So a good way to be. Your current situation is going to be the Eight of Wands here. So it looks like some things are coming in very quickly. And if you've got some sort of issue that needs to reach resolution, it looks like things will be happening rapidly. This could be messages coming in. This could be just things happening quickly, but you're certainly in the energy of change and things happening there. At the root of your situation is the Chariot. So, the Chariot is not quite moving yet, but about to make a move, about like kind of gathering information so that you can execute something very, very well. It doesn't appear that you are, in the mode to be executing quite yet, but this is just definitely, gathering information, just trying to get the clarity to know exactly what your next move might be. So that's kind of at the root of this. And this could be, again, if it's some personal issue, you've been gathering this information and you're kind of just getting ready to make that move this week, which is good. In your recent past is the Two of Cups. So this could be something, happening with a partner, some sort of coming together. It looks like you've been together with this person, kind of on an emotional level. And there could just be some kind of issue that you've had, maybe, or you could be coming in with that person kind of at your um like as your support system, that you've got support behind you here, with whatever personal issue, things that you're working on. You've got some support there, someone to talk to, a friend to go to, someone kind of that has your back. They're literally at the back of your reading, right? What's on your mind this week is the King of Pentacles. So could be that this is something financial that's on your mind, or something that's really having knowledge about something in the material world. This could be, this could be anything from finances to, your job. It could be knowledge about something that goes on in your house or with your vehicle, anything with the material world. But you come across as just very knowledgeable, that's on your mind to be knowledgeable. And not only knowledgeable for you, but for your kingdom. This could be people in your realm. Someone may have, for like an issue with their car, and you're able to point them in the right direction, or help them get it fixed, or help them, kind of see that through to the end. You're just kind of a person that that someone can go to for that sort of knowledge, and that's on your mind this week. What is just ahead of you would be the Five of Cups. So, this is kind of our card of grief and sadness, and there could be something sad that comes in for you as you're making. If you've got some sort of personal issue, it might be about letting go, or you know something where you kind of have to just kind of feel the feelings that are there. I always like to point out with the five that, yeah, there's some emotional cups, there's some emotion being spilled, but there's also, again, support at your back. And again, these two cups here, and we have two cups there. And so don't forget that support, that you have people that have your back. If you're going through a hard time, if you're going through a sad time, if you're going through, some sort of struggle time for you, you have people that are there for you, and don't forget to rely on them. In your advice position is the Seven of Wands. So, this is kind of feeling like you against the world. So not only are these wands coming in hard and fast at you, but it looks like you're just kind of picking one up and like, hey, everybody relax. But yeah, feeling like you against the world. And that could, again, just be some kind of frustration or some kind of sadness that you're feeling, just something that you're going through, some sort of personal issue that you're having, that you may not even be being vocal or being out loud about. It's just something that's kind of been on your mind, but you're kind of dealing with it. But you are feeling like it's you against the world. What is beyond your control is another two here, with just kind of juggling to keep everything in the air. This would be, so trying to balance like work and life, and home life, and trying to get the kids to where they need to go, and making sure dinner's on the table. I mean, those things that we all do to kind of just balance life. And it's like trying to keep all of these balls in the air, make sure, look at the emotional. We talked about the emotion of this six here, the Six of Swords, and the water, how it represents. It's just very, very calm. Well, this is just the opposite. This is wavy, bouncy water, that, yeah, things are rolling. It's just trying to keep it all afloat. And that's beyond your control, is that you're just going to be working hard to kind of keep all of those balls in the air, right? What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is another king here with the King of Swords. So, where this king is knowledgeable about the material world, like, I used the example of a car, or, money, that sort of thing. This king is knowledgeable about intellect and communication, and how to use words. I would call this kind of this is our logical Mr. Spock of the deck. So it is, are you trying to be very logical and direct and thinking through a problem, or are you trying to avoid logic on this one? I see there's some emotions, like I said, that are involved in this. And sometimes it's hard to let logic play out when something is kind of emotional like that, and you're feeling emotions about it. But it also could be your secret desire to, like, look, I'm just going to logic my way through this one. And that's your big question of the week, is are you going to use your logic on this personal issue, or are you trying to avoid using logic and just kind of going on feelings? In your outcome position is more wands here with the five. So that's very interesting. Also, we have a couple of repeating number patterns here. So 55, which, didn't you guys have 55 in your reading last week? Interesting. Um, yeah, for some reason that's popping out that Gemini also had 55 in their reading. Look up angel number 55, see if that means anything to you. While you're there, also look up number 22. since we have a couple of repeating number patterns here. Did we have that? That was a 6. We do have a couple. We have a couple of 7s also. Interesting that you've got a bunch of different. You've got 3 actually different repeating number patterns here. We have another 8. No, 7s. Okay. Anyway, 5, this is your outcome, and this is about debate. So here are all of these wands coming to, you've got a lot of wands in this reading. It's something that you feel very passionately about. Again, information is coming in quickly. You're feeling like you against the world, and you're going to end in some sort of debate over this. And again, if it's some sort of personal issue that you're having, which it appears to now involve other people, whatever it is. So, get through that. And I think, it says that it reaches a resolution. Maybe it's because these words come out. Maybe it's because you use your logic or you use your emotion. That's going to be yours to answer. But, it feels like the resolution to this is going to kind of have a little bit of a climactic end, or at least a debate about something to lead you to the direction, lead you to the answers that you need to get to. What is hidden from you this week is anxiety here with the 9 of swords. So I feel like you're going to be pretty confident through all of this. We've got 2 king cards showing up, pentacles and swords. I feel like you're kind of, that's kind of being at the top of the top of the heap there when it comes to understanding these two. So you understand the material world. You've got a really good grip on logic if you choose to use it. Um, and that's how you get through life. So, and that's probably how you're going to get through whatever this debate is too. Also, I will say again, look up angel number 55, also look up 22, and also look up 77. Since we've got all of those numbers appearing in this reading, those numbers may be of help to you, those messages anyway. Let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Gemini, July 6th through 12th, as they work through this personal issue that they're having. Be creative. Never bad advice. Oh, stay up there, card. So be creative as you're, as you're working through this, and even maybe during this debate. Is this creative? Maybe, maybe not. It looks like you need to decide how you want to approach whatever this issue is for you. It looks like you've got lots of different ways at your disposal. But what you'll choose, that's just what you're going to choose. All right, we're going to get a card here from the Self-Care Wisdom cards by Cheryl Richardson. This is a new deck that I threw in here last week, and I do like these cards. They're very pretty, and I really, really like the messages on them. So what sort of self-care does Gemini need to be involved with this week? And we are going to pull the card Energy. Stop trying to please everyone. Everyone is a whole lot of people. Protect your energy. All right. Yep. And maybe that's here. Maybe this debate, this is you against the world. And you have to protect your own energy. You cannot please everyone. And sometimes you just have to please numero uno, and that's it. So Gemini, I wish you the best of luck with this. Tarot is a template. This could be over a lot of different situations, but it appears that you do have people that have your back. You've got some friends around you. So whatever personal issue, if you need to reach out to one of them to talk, please do that. Of course, if you're comfortable, leave a comment here. Let us know what's going on in your life. It's not showing up here as any one specific area. So this kind of energy could be moving through in different ways for different Geminis, but it does appear to be some sort of personal issue that you're just struggling with. You're not going to have a lot of anxiety. I feel like you're just more in the dealing with it mode. And maybe, again, that's where this big question comes in. Is it logic, or are you going to give into those emotions? And that's really for you to decide. So I really appreciate your time here with me today, Gemini. And again, I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. And if you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop a comment down below and let me know. I do post weekly readings. So come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues on, or if there's something completely new here for you. Also, once again, if you like my channel and my reading style, please like and subscribe. It really does help me. And of course, it'll help you find me next week, which was the most important thing. So thanks so much, Gemini, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.